Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Full House MMA. And no, I am not an Air Force pilot or a helicopter pilot. I'm having to take a drive right now, and when I'm in my car, I love to think about things that I like to think about, and one of those is MMA. Probably all of you guys know that I love MMA, and I love to talk about MMA. That's what we're doing. We're just sitting here talking. I'm talking to you guys like you're one of my friends because you are. If you have subscribed to the channel, I really do appreciate that. It helps me to know what my audience is, who is enjoying these videos and who is enjoying this content. I want to give you just a little bit of background on myself. So I have been watching MMA probably longer than a lot of you guys have been alive, and I do not mean that to be funny. I am a 45-year-old man, will be 46 my next birthday, and I have literally been watching MMA since 1993. Literally, when I saw Royce Gracie go into that octagon and beat guys who outweighed him by 60, 70, 80 pounds, I said to myself, wow, if this becomes a thing, I am hooked. And I have been. And I've been watching MMA ever since. I love how the sport has grown. I've loved seeing the evolution of the sport and how the competitors have just gotten better and better and better. It's a completely different game these days. And, they say one of the best teachers is experience. I've got a lot of knowledge up in this dome about MMA because I have a lot of experience with watching MMA and especially the UFC. I want to talk about a fight that I like to call a sleeper fight because a lot of people are sleeping on this fight, and this fight is kind of flying up under the radar a little bit, and it's the main event this weekend, Saturday night, between Johnny Walker and Jamal Hill. Now, both of these guys are mainly stand-up fighters. Let me start with Johnny Walker. The Johnny Walker hype train was full steam ahead back in late 2019, all through 2020, even going into early 2021. And what happened was Johnny Walker lost a few. And folks realized that he wasn't invincible in spite of the crazy hair and the outlandish techniques that he was throwing in the octagon. He got beat a few times, and this is a business with a very short-term memory, so folks just kind of forgot about Johnny Walker there for a little bit. Johnny Walker is still in the picture. He's still in the hunt. He's won maybe one fight in his past probably 4 fights, so he's on somewhat of a losing skid at the moment. But this fight is going to tell a lot for Johnny Walker. The way Johnny Walker needs to go into this fight, he needs to forget about the losses and get back to the techniques that made him successful initially in the octagon. Because there's one thing that I do know about Johnny Walker. He has a tendency to do a lot of outlandish, unconventional movements like flying knees from, 5 feet out away from his opponent. And, the problem is a flying knee is great, but if you're 5 feet away and you really don't have much of a chance of landing that knee, then what are you doing other than wasting energy and being inefficient inside the octagon? Because every piece of energy expenditure that you utilize in that octagon matters. Because, if the fight gets down towards the end and the other guy has conserved his energy, fought smart and efficiently, and here you've been doing all these crazy spinning attacks, flying knees from 5-6 feet away from your opponent. Yeah, sure, it might be somewhat exciting to the fans, but are you landing them? And if you're not landing them, then you need to rethink your approach to the fight and your game plan to winning that fight. And I think Johnny Walker has been somewhat guilty of that, and he needs to be careful because he's had a few losses recently. Johnny needs to be careful that he's not going into this fight looking to gain back all of that momentum that he's lost in the past few fights in one fight. He needs to be patient and understand that he's going to get that momentum back one fight at a time, okay? So a lot of guys, when they're on a losing skid, and especially if, they had a lot of hype behind them and then they go on a losing skid, A lot of times these guys get a little overzealous. They want to get that hype back in their favor so badly that they try to go in there and just fight out their whole career in one 5-round fight. Lay it all out on the table, pull out all the stops. And you have to be smarter. You have to be more efficient with the way you use your energy in that octagon. And, Jamal Hill's an amazing striker. And if Johnny Walker goes in there throwing flying knees from 5 feet away, he's liable to leave himself exposed and open for a counter shot from Jamal Hill. And Jamal Hill has power in his hands. He doesn't look like much, but looks can be deceiving. He is tall, long, and lanky, but the guy has some serious power in his hands and some very solid striking technique to go along with it. So Johnny Walker needs to be really careful when he goes in there against a sharpshooter like Jamal Hill. Now, I don't think this fight is going to go to the ground, and I'm not saying that these guys can't grapple, but previously what we've mostly seen from them are stand-up sort of striking battles, and I think we're going to probably be seeing the same thing Saturday night. I think they both will be content to stand up in this fight. But as far as Johnny Walker's portion, he needs to not try to get all of this hype back in one fight. He needs to be patient with his game planning, stay out of the long range of Jamal Hill, stay on his bicycle, a lot of lateral movements, come in, land your shots, and then get out so that you're not there for a counter, because Jamal Hill is also a great counter striker. So that's what Johnny Walker needs to do if he wants to get back on the winning track. Now, Jamal Hill, on the other hand, is coming off of a win that he had recently. And 2 fights ago, Jamal Hill was actually defeated via armbar by Craig David, the Scottish jiu-jitsu ace. And a lot of you guys may remember the highlight of that. And it looked like Jamal Hill's arm was literally broken at the elbow, and I think to everyone's shock, after the fight, Dana White actually reported that his elbow was not broken, that it was popped out of joint. So he actually did not have a broken elbow. I was very shocked about that because it looked like it was broken in the replay. However, nonetheless, Jamal lost that fight, but then his most recent fight, he did win. So and he won that via TKO. Jamal Hill coming off of a win. Johnny Walker coming off of a few losses. Johnny Walker's last fight, Thiago Santos, who many of you know Thiago Santos was a title challenger and actually fought John Jones for the title several years back and did an amazing job against John Jones. Many folks thought that Santos won that fight, and he actually hurt his knee. I think it was in that fight that he hurt his knee and was out for a little while after that, getting his knee fixed, getting surgery on his knee, and then recovering. Johnny Walker fought Santos, and he lost that fight, but it was via decision, and it was a close fight. He definitely didn't get demolished, so I think that put everyone on notice, in spite of losing the fight, that, hey, Johnny Walker he's still here. He's still able to fight at the top of the game and compete with these top level elite fighters in the UFC. So that's kind of my breakdown of this fight. Jamal Hill, what he needs to do to win it is just what he's already been doing. He needs to kind of stay at range, use that long, lengthy range of his and that precise striking and combinations, that good striking counterattack that he possesses. If Johnny Walker comes in there a little bit too overzealous and starts trying to throw everything but the kitchen sink at Jamal, I think Jamal's easily probably going to win this fight and catch Johnny, because he is a great counter striker. But if Jamal Hill is able to do what he does, kind of stay on the outside, pick Johnny apart, get him uncomfortable in there, then I think that there's a good chance that Jamal could end up winning this. Catching Johnny was something. Like I said, Johnny's chin has been tested recently, and he's shown that he is able to get knocked out and slept. There are still some unanswered questions there regarding Johnny Walker, so we'll kind of have to see if he's able to take the punches of Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill is a big guy. But with all that said, as far as a prediction, I'm going to just have to go with Jamal Hill. I think Johnny Walker's going to come in there a little overzealous, throw in some crazy attacks that aren't going to land, and I think he's going to get caught. And I think Jamal Hill's going to capitalize on the mistakes of Johnny Walker. I like Johnny Walker. I'm a fan of his, but he needs to be patient. He needs to fight at his own pace and fight within the realm of what he's good at. And if he does that, then there's a chance that Johnny Walker could get this win. But, we'll just have to see. I'm going to go with Jamal Hill by TKO or KO, probably sometime before round 3. It is going to be a banger of a fight. Very action-packed fight. It is a 5-rounder, and it's a fight night, so it's free. You can't beat that. So I hope you guys check it out. Again, this is Corey with Full House MMA. I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Love you guys.